there, lovely learner. Welcome to Parasitology with Angel Marie. Here we're going to find fun ways to learn about terrifying parasites. First, what is a parasite? Parasites are organisms that live on and obtain their nutrients from other organisms. Now that you know what are parasites, there are actually different types. We have the obligatory, facultative, endoparasite, ectoparasite. Worried that you won't be able to remember that? Just keep in mind the phrase, the orange fruit ends in E. The orange fruit ends in E. Orange or obligatory parasite, fruit facultative parasite, ends endoparasite, and E ectoparasite. Now, let's move on to a specific parasite. Now, I want you to look at this picture and describe what you see and make guesses. So we have here a pink image. Do you think it's normal? Does it look normal? We have here some round stuff that looks like cells. But those are not cells. They're actually parasites. This is what it would actually look like if you were infected or you have trichinosis, which means you have Trichinella spiralis, which is a parasite. Trichinella spiralis, or commonly known as trichina worm, are associated with trichinosis or trichinellosis. See how terrifying? They'll stay in your muscles. Now let's learn more about them. Before proceeding, I want you to make a guess on how the trichinosis infection is acquired. Is it A. Swimming in contaminated water, B. Consuming contaminated water, C. Ingestion of contaminated food, or D. Inhalation of contaminated droplets? If you answered C, ingestion of contaminated food, then you are correct. The human infection of T. spiralis usually occurs when a human consumes an undercooked meat which is infected by the worm. Now, I want you to think of this yarn as your intestine, and you had just consumed an undercooked meat infected with T. spiralis. Once the infected meat reaches your intestine, it then releases the larva, in which where maturation into adult worms occurs rapidly. Mating occurs and the gravid adult female migrates to the intestinal submucosa to lay her live larva because in this stage, there is no egg. Now, since there is no egg, it instantly becomes a larva. Now let's think of this cute hamster as the larva. This larva will then proceed to go into your bloodstream and travel into the striated muscle where they encysted nerve cells. Over time, a granuloma forms which becomes calcified around these cells. So, as previously shown in our picture, there was something that looked like a cell which is actually a larva of the T. spiralis. Now, in this parasite, humans are not the traditional host, so completion of the T. spiralis life cycle does not occur and the cycle ceases with the incistation of the larva. However, it still causes trouble in the humans as it stays there. Just like that. With the exception of the tropics, where it is only rarely reported, T. spiralis is found worldwide, particularly in members of the meat-eating population. This organism may be found in a number of different animals, including pig, deer, bear, and walrus. Humans, on the other hand, are accidental hosts. Persons with light infection typically experience diarrhea and possibly a high fever suggestive of the flu. Heavily infected patients complain of symptoms such as vomiting, nausea, abdominal pain, diarrhea, headache, and perhaps a fever during the intestinal phase of infection. To those unfortunate ones, death may also occur. Yeah, they're pretty scary, but non-life-threatening strains with no medications indicated, and doctors usually advise patients to get plenty of rest, supplemented by adequate fluid intake, fever reducers, and pain relievers. For those patients with severe infections that are potentially life-threatening, they are being treated with prednisone. Thiabendazole may also be given, even though research to date indicates that the effectiveness of this medication is questionable. Under appropriate conditions, steroids may also be administered. Now, to avoid this infection, always make sure that the meat you're eating is well cooked. I hope you had fun learning as much as I did. See you next time!